It's been a rough few months, guys. Can't think of why, but a rough time to be a new mom too, because my algorithms on Instagram are horrendous. It is a lot of cute babies doing cute things, and then because I'm for Palestinian human rights, a lot of babies not alive anymore. So that's just the dissonance is pretty upsetting.
Yeah. You know, people I know who are on Instagram a lot. That has been, for some reason, Instagram seems, I mean, I guess maybe if you're on Twitter, you're already sort of like, you're already prepared for the horror that you see on Twitter, both in terms of like, I mean, for a long time, the anti-Semitism on Twitter was just sort of, you know, one of the new features that Elon Musk introduced, along with like the changing the blue checks. It was also as much anti-Semitism as you can take. There's actually a
auto
filter.
reply.
There's a filter you can actually in your settings on Twitter where you can say a tremendous amount of anti-Semitism or an extreme tremendous amount of anti-Semitism. But now, of course, you see the videos of just the most incredibly tragic stuff happening in barbaric, it seems to me, in Gaza. But Instagram, it seems like, is a place where there's a lot more sort of, I don't know, like,
well, it's like it's the algorithm. It feels like is a bit more sophisticated in its like filtering of what you want to see or what you're like. If you're a Zionist, you're getting a lot of the same kind of content, and same thing on the Palestinian side.
A lot of funny memes.
Yeah,
real funny.
And it's
ethnic
also
cleansing memes. You wouldn't get it.
It's less populated by people who are actually like journalists or in media. So a lot more propaganda on Instagram. And it's mostly Zionist propaganda. And like, I also think that the Instagram element versus Twitter is like, it's people in your personal life that you normally thought or might have, known in passing. You're like, they're a nice,
we're less political.
Yeah,
and
like you're a nice liberal. I mean, you like Black Lives Matter, and then it's like all Arabs are racist or rapists, basically, and you're just totally thrown for a loop. And then they're posting a lot of those things in sequence.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of people who are like, I'm finally going to break my silence about what's going on. And I just want to say that bad things are bad. And I've grown the courage to say it. Bad things are bad, and bad things happen in the world right now. And love is good. And I just think we should all love. Thank you. Yeah. Like, that's the other thing that happens. You're like, oh, wow, that's so brave. I see you trying to keep your job or become employable.
It's the dumbest shit ever, too. And it's like, remember when Justin Bieber posted that praying for Israel thing? And it was in the photo was actually an image of destroyed Gaza. And then he deleted it.
Well, Bieber was also the one who said that if Anne Frank were alive, he thinks she would be a believer. Be a believer.
Yeah, right.
He's consistent. He's good on this. He's good on these issues.
What? He said that if Anne Frank was alive, that he would be a fan of hers.
Should be a fan.
That
should be a belieber.
That's what he wrote in the Anne Frank guest book.
I think Anne Frank would be a Cedarista and a vigilante.
She would be a believer. That's a problem. She was like a preteen.
She might have been. Yeah. The only Oasis, I will say, Fran, on Instagram.
You also would have been an Oasis fan.
Maybe.
All right. No.
Are Matt's your partner's satirical posts videos of being a fake liberal Zionist? I can't encourage people to check those out more just because it's like channeling all of the rage I feel about the discourse into something that actually makes me laugh.
Yeah. Matt Lieb jokes. He is Jewish, although he never opens his videos with that because it's pretty apparent. but yeah, he talks about it. It's just
this one.
Can we watch one? Would you mind watching your husband?
Watch the latest one. I knew we were going to do this. Why did I know we were going to do this? Going to come on here. I'm going to talk about the baby daddy. Yeah. Going to upstage me. No, let's watch. The latest one's pretty good. I think people know people who literally are saying these kinds of things.
This is why I need this, because I know too many people. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm a liberal Zionist, and I have to say that I actually do agree with a lot of what the pro-Palestinian left has to say about Israel. The occupation is awful, and it needs to end. The settlers are crazy, and we have to do something about that. Netanyahu is a criminal. He's going to lead Israel to ruin. The 17-year siege of Gaza has been brutal, and it is completely unconscionable. I agree that Israel is essentially, in parts of it, an apartheid state. But like the one thing is, after the 7th, the thing is that I don't care anymore. I'm bad now. Because here's the thing. After the 7th, I just kind of realized if it's us or them, then it's got to be us. No more them. I never thought I could be a fascist, but I think I'm a fascist now. And it's kind of great because I have all these new friends. Me and Amy Schumer and the ugly guy from Stranger Things. And I'm getting all these new job opportunities. And I'm like, okay, if this is what I didn't know, that fascism came with stuff. If I had known that, I'd have been a fascist a long time ago. It's kind of nice too, because now I get to be like, ooh, I'm bad. So I'm just going to be bad now. Like, I can still believe all that other stuff too, but just not now. I'm going to wait till later. But for now, I'm going to be bad. Okay. Bye-bye.
This is so amazing.
And I think we all know people who are like that. You're like, hey, rational. But no, and there's no consequences for now being bad. And we'll just wait till it's over. We'll wait till everyone from Gaza is dead and they're all in the desert or wherever they're supposed to go. And then we'll just be like, God, that was sad. That was too bad.
Yeah, right. And then we'll call it maybe like a genocide later, not when we could have prevented it. And then let's quibble with the notions of it. Even as genocide scholars warn that these are crimes of genocide. Genocide's only a thing that happened before, Like, it's something we can look back on and read in history, as opposed to an ongoing one where we could have prevented it. Then, like, after the killing is over, we'll call it a genocide. But when we could have stopped it, that's when that word was it's just too inflammatory.
Yeah. I mean, this is sort of a grim comparison, but I've been thinking about, the BLM movement and how many people would have in the moment been incensed of George Floyd being like slowly killed. Like if they were there, if they saw something going down, like the fact that we are witnessing this slow death of all of the Palestinians in Gaza. And then, liberals are waiting for it to be done, and then they can come out and say something about it. But it's taking a really long time. And, today Biden isn't here in Los Angeles raising money among, the Hollywood elites and all the libs here. So it's an interesting moment in Hollywood, I think, particularly around Israel-Palestine, because especially off the back of the SAG strike and the WGA strike, you're now seeing this new rift and real cancel culture levied at, entertainers and agents and writers and anyone who would speak out on this, whether tacit or overtly, from the river to the sea, no one will hire me. That's what we're saying around my house.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's been, we haven't, we sort of stayed out of I'm trying to think of what was the Margulies? I can't say.
Oh my God.
No, you got it right. You got it right. You got it right this time.
Was she the one who said, I changed my Instagram profile or something like that? Or was that somebody else who was talking about, that they had actually changed their Instagram profile for BLM, and that commitment is not being matched.
That was Amy Schumer to a degree, right? A lot of Schumer was the one that posted the first they came for the blacks and stuff. There's a lot of people telling on themselves about how transactional their solidarity with marginalized groups are.
Yeah, Vigeland and Margulies said, black lesbians, you're below Jews. That's what she said. And then has since apologized, of course, but ultimately named that hierarchy and was like, therefore, shut up. Get on board with ethnic cleansing and genocide.
What does that mean? You're below? I'm not even sure I follow that statement.
She's saying, how dare you as a black lesbian speak out for Palestinian human rights because in the hierarchy.
If you were in Gaza, you would be worse off than Jews? What?
I don't think it's that. I think it's in the hierarchy of racial and racial power and in our society, you're lower on the totem pole. So get in line because you should be thankful that you have anything. I mean, that's effectively what she was saying. Like,
I don't even want to talk about this anymore because if we have to, I desperately don't want to play this.
That's fine.
I desperately don't want to play this clip. Oh God, no.
You don't want to get even more enraged?
Bradley keeps talking. Well, the thing is, she was she was on The Good Wife, right?
No. This is why it's crazy.
She's not good though, Sam.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't take that. I didn't take that.
But Sam, what's crazy is
you enjoy my socialism. She did say she put the black square on her Instagram.
Oh, that was her then. Okay, but what's so crazy, Sam?
These are parodies. That's what I'm saying. Matt's videos, every time he does a parody, someone actually in real life says that exact same thing. Does exactly that.
Well, what's insane about the clip is that she says she plays a lesbian on the show. What, the Apple show, right? With Jennifer Aniston.
Apple show. Wow.
Yeah, the morning show. The morning show.
Yeah.
And she then slips into as a lesbian and says that in the clip, like
as a lesbian on TV.
But at one point she just says as a lesbian.
As a lesbian journalist.
And she's not a lesbian. Yeah, as a lesbian journalist.
She's been married for 16 years.
That's just the role she plays on television. It's really nuts. Really nuts.
Anyway, these are levels of delusion, and for some reason, the more money you have, the more untouchable you are, the more convinced you are that Hamas is Bugs Bunnying a tunnel into your villa, straight up. Like there's a correlation here.